Okay, so welcome back. Daily Parsha Insight. Thank you. We are discussing surviving spiritual danger. There's a verse in this week's Parshas Tzav that says, Al chalis lechem chometz yakir korban al zevach teida shlomo. He must bring his offering along with loaves of unleavened bread, together with his feast offering of thanksgiving. Allegorically, the four types of danger for which a person had to offer a thanksgiving offering are as follows. Today, these four types of danger would mean that you would need to say the blessing of a goimel. You get aliyah and you say the blessing of a goimel. In back then, you would bring a korban toida, which would mean a thanksgiving offering if you experienced one of the four types of danger: sea travel, illness, prison, or going through the desert. But each one represents something deeper. So what does it mean, the danger of sea travel? The danger of sea travel refers to, besides the simple meaning obviously, it refers to the danger of drowning in the vast expanse of the Torah's wisdom, tremendous amount of Torah wisdom. You're drowning in that wisdom, forgetting to process it, so it can affect your emotions or our emotions. So you have tremendous amount of knowledge, vast knowledge, but you're drowning in it. It's you forget to process it, so it can actually affect your emotions. And affect your emotions, it affects your behavior. Danger number two is, we said, illness. The deeper concept of illness refers to the feeling lovesick for full divine consciousness. That's what you are trying to accomplish, divine consciousness, and sometimes that's not what God wants from you. He wants you to bring godliness into the world and do your part, not necessarily that you should become an angel. So there's obviously two types of work: the work that you have to do with yourself and the work that you have to do with the environment. But in this scenario, Geula, which it says in the Song of Songs, is referring to someone that is feeling lovesick for full divine consciousness. So the danger number three was prison. Someone that went to prison, came out, God forbid. Someone that, God forbid, went into prison, but got out of prison, need to say a goimel, or back then he would bring a thanksgiving offering, or a sacrifice. It was called a thanksgiving offering. So what does it mean on a deeper level, being in prison? It refers to that of our emotions, that our emotions being trapped in their immature state. Emotions trapped in immature state, that means being in prison, being in an emotional prison, not free to develop and be properly focused. So if your emotions are immature, you are trapped in them, that's being in prison. Not free to develop and properly focused. And danger number four is actually being in the desert. What does it mean, being in the desert on a deeper level? It refers to that of our means of expression being dry and barren, like an empty desert. When our faculties of expressions are properly inspired, they can inspire others. If they are empty and superficial, they cannot. Famous saying, words that go out of the heart penetrate the heart. So if they are dry like desert, they will not enter anybody else. If we survive all four of these dangers, we have rectified our entire complement of soul powers. Yet, even after completing our full self-rectification, we must still acknowledge that God's infinity transcends our capacity to conceive, and that therefore there remain before us an infinite number of rungs on the ladder of spiritual ascent. We should never be satisfied. There's always greater and higher heights. And with that, we'll go to the section on Geula. So far, what we said was said by the Rebbe, the Bavitcher Rebbe. We're going to say something from Vayikra Rabbah with commentary of Yefei Toyar HaOruch. So the Midrash states, great is peace, for all of God's blessings to the Jewish people concludes with peace. This is how we conclude the davening. The blessing of Shema concludes, spread over us your shelter of peace. The Amidah concludes, he who makes peace. Birkas Kohanim concludes, V'yosem l'chol sholem, and grant you peace. When stating the laws of the sacrifices, the Torah first describes the other offerings and concludes with the peace offerings, which is Korban Shlomim. When summarizing them in one verse, it again concludes with a peace offering. When specifying private offerings, it again concludes with the peace offerings. Regarding the future era as well, God promises, behold, I will extend peace to you like a river. The rabbi stated, great is peace, for when King Mashiach comes, he will begin specifically with peace. As it is stated, how beautiful are the feet of the herald on the mountains announcing peace. So each element in this Midrash concludes with peace. Whereas Mashiach will begin with peace, this is because Mashiach will never conclude. Each day he will continue to announce more and better goodness. May Mashiach come speedily nowadays, and we can start beginning also with peace. Baruchim Tiyu. We'll make another short video on the Ein Yaakov from Tractate Psachim.